the thing is, it's still got its friendliness. That's some of the thing. I mean, I can go in any one of the shops here and they all know who I am, you know. You go to the supermarket, nobody knows. You come here and you walk in and say, good morning, how are you keeping? And things like that. And it's, how's the kids?
I'm actually stuck in. I like that, everyone's kind to each other, everyone knows each other, and there's always someone right there. It's a busy place and there's a lot of people you can talk to.
Well, I think first of all the people are good here. They're generous, they're kind, they help each other.
Well, it's a community spirit. Everyone's a very friendly place. You always seem to stick to Winlaton. They don't seem to stray very far.
I think I'm going to live in Winlaton forever. I love it.
It's a nice place. It's on the top of the hill. It's fresh air. There's nice farmland round about, nice walking, and just a pleasant place to live. That's not really too far from Newcastle either. Good transport links. So I think it's a place that's got quite a bit going for it. I went to Bladen Races. 'Twas on the 9th of June, 1862 in a summer's afternoon. Took a bus from Bamburgh's, and she was heavy laden. Away we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Oh, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folk upon the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gunning along the Scotswood Road to see the Bladen Races. Well, for me, I think it's to do with the history of it. Arising mainly out of my interest in dialect songs. Of course, you've got the Bladen Races. Then I come to realise that there's a rich history in Winlaton that I think is quite exceptional. There's the coal mining that goes back to medieval times or even earlier from what you read about. And, Winlaton and a few other places in the area, Wickham, Stella, seem to have been more or less at the beginning of the commercial coal trade, which spread to become the Great Northern Coalfield. So that is something special about the place, I think. And then there was the Crowley Iron Works. Ambrose Crowley came, and then from what you read, that's been more or less at the beginnings of the Industrial Revolution. I mean, you had 1,500 people working for him. Winlaton Mill and Swarwell from the 1690s. In the next decade or so, built it up into a huge business. It's maybe been one of the biggest industrial coordinated plants in Europe at the time, possibly the biggest. So, I mean, that's special. And then there's characters like Coffee Johnny connected to the Bladen Races. So all in all, there's a lot of history in Winlaton, and I think when you live in an area and that's your home patch, it sort of means something to you, and it, you just form an attachment to the place. It's part of your roots, isn't it? So quite proud of the place and its history, which I think is exceptional.
Came to the bungalow just about 2.5 years ago. It's gone by so quick. And I've got this neighbour next door to me who's very, very helpful. In fact, I think they're just like having me mum and dad beside us. They're really lovely. And from the beginning, they've been so helpful, helping us. Eric, my friend next door, he puts me bin out for us every week. In fact, he'll not let me do it. That's his job, he reckons. And he cuts me bit of grass for us. And you never have to ask them, they're just there for you. Whenever they see anything's going on, they come and help, which is lovely. I think it's lovely to have neighbours like that.
We all live in our own bungalows and we're completely independent. So it's independent living, so we just get on with day-to-day living.
Well, I come on a Monday with the craft and the history group as well. And it gets you meeting, gets you out. And like, you know, you might not even go out that day, but it's like you get that cabin, as they call it, cabin fever, if you don't get out. And you have four walls sort of go around you. So it's nice to get out and even talk about whether the people, you know, what they're going to do the next day or what they did the day before. And, you know, you just find common ground somewhere.
I'm Alicia and this is Parkhead Primary School. I like everything really because when you're in the classroom, you're having fun while learning brand new things that you didn't know before. I like it because there's loads of different things to do and you're never doing the same thing every single day. What does Winlaton need? More hospitals because people have to travel all the way on the other side of Gateshead to get to a hospital. It needs more shops and more bakeries because you have to travel Dunstan and Bladen just to get a sandwich. I think it needs more area to play because there's if you move to a house there's normally a road so you have nowhere to play. I think Winlaton needs a bit more for children to do because it's only the youth club and the windy fields that they can do. Probably is more clubs than that because people try to get in clubs but they can't get in because there's too many people. These are our decorated boxes. They are designed to make our yard bright and colourful. They were also designed by the Prince's Trust.
My name's Caroline and I'm a team leader for the Prince's Trust Team programme at Winlaton. So we're here today with the Prince's Trust Team 8 on their community project. It's a 12-week programme and it aims to help 16 to 25-year-olds get into further education or employment. Not just about that, also about improving confidence, gaining different skills in communication, getting them to sort of understand how good a community could be and how to get along with others and teams and things like that. So yeah, lots of different things involved in it.
Well, they help you get an apprenticeship or employment or college or whatever you want to do at the end, and then you get a £250 bonus as well at the end for completing it.
Well, today they're going to do a second fire circle for us because we're big doing for our school and it's absolutely super. So I've just been coming down to keep an eye on them.
Young people have got a tremendous amount to contribute. I think that there's so much now in the news and Facebook and all these reports of groups hanging around and it's just not fair. The youth services are getting taken away from people more and more all the time. And there's so many young people out there who just want to do something and want to get on. The group we're currently working with have been with us for 5 weeks and some of them could hardly raise their head, wouldn't speak. Now they're taking part in team games, team challenges, the confidence has increased. Some of them are taking leadership roles, which is something they've never really done before. And it's just putting them in a really good place for moving on into the world of work.
Getting a lot more confidence, knowing how to speak more, getting my time keeping skills a bit better and getting better help on my CV. And help towards the job?
Well, it's helped us with loads of my confidence and it's helped us with leadership skills and it's going to help with my CV, picking up a job afterwards. Yeah, I'm proud. It's like it's good helping like out the community, doing something for like others instead of just like myself all the time. So helping other people has been like a big change for us.
We have the community centre, and it seems as if it's the hub of Winlaton, so there's a lot of activities in the centre that were put on for families, and we're very family orientated. We have Halloween parties, discos, rollerblading, coffee mornings, badminton groups. There's lunch clubs. We do try to have as many different groups as possible, and a lot of interaction with different groups. And we're just trying to make everybody, you know, aware that we're here for one, and the other one is sort of try and keep it friendly and family orientated.
Yeah.
Winlaton Base first opened in September 1993, and people moved back into the local community here. A community base is specifically a small day service, and we work with people to actually access their local community, from using the libraries up here to accessing local facilities, coffee mornings, the local bus routes, and really become more independent.
Oh, what good about it? Well, number one is good because everybody included human. Nobody is left out at all. That's what is good about it.
I've got a lot of like, pleasure and meeting people and getting talking to different people.
I think it's very good, and I think it's got different things going, like you can even like go to colleges.
And over to go to new opportunity and being people together, a group, outside group coming here and meet with us, where I think is very good as well.
Well, we've got a weekly coffee morning here that's well attended by both parents, carers, and the wider community as well. So really, we've built up a network of. It's really like a big family, the family of Winlaton, what we'd call it, and that's grew since 1993 up until the present date.
Well, I love it because I was born here, born and bred, and I've lived here all my life. I haven't lived anywhere else. It's the friendship here, the friendship and the love that people have for each other, you know, and if anything goes wrong, there's always someone there to help you.
I would say it's a diverse community. We'll have people of all types and structures, but I think the main theme that runs through Winlaton is a caring theme. We've got people who, I suppose, in other areas of the country, some of the comments may be construed as being nosy or being, you know, cliquey. But no, it really does mean that people care about any problems that you maybe have facing, and they will do their very best. If they can help, they'll try to for you. And it brings people, it pulls people together, and they give you support and kindness.
I think it's a mix of things. I think people looking out for one another, and I think, you know, people genuinely do look out for each other in this community. I think there's a great sense of history in this place, you know what I mean? It's been here for such a long time, and although the village has grown in the past 50 years, there is still that sense of togetherness, there's still that village feel. I first found out about it, it was early in February morning. I woke up at about 6 o'clock. There was an awful smell of burning in the house. I thought, gosh, there's something funny going on here. So I then heard a knock on the door, and my first thoughts were something must have happened and the police are going around telling people to stay indoors. And as I came to the landing in my house, you can see across to the church hall, I just saw it all in flames, and I just thought, oh no. And obviously it was someone telling us the church hall was on fire. Absolutely devastating, because that building, of course, it had been the school, and then there'd been youth clubs held there in the 70s and 80s, and latterly it had been, you know, home to Ring of Roses nursery as well. And I think I've not met a single person in the village who didn't have a link somehow with that building. So everyone was really devastated.
On the night it happened, Father Tom had a service in church, and it was just absolutely packed. And it wasn't just with church people. It was with the community, because I think they all felt it very much actually, and all offering to help whenever they can, or wherever they can.
We were just overwhelmed by the turnout. The church was absolutely packed, and so many people from the community, not just people who came to church, but loads of different people had come to support us. You know, before the fire had even put out, people had been setting up sort of collections in the library and online to try and help people. And we've just been overwhelmed with offers of kindness. People, you know, we've got various groups which meet in the hall, some with church, some not with church, people like the Brownies and Guides, and all of those groups have been found homes instantly. We're here today in the club. The club have been brilliant, giving us a home for our Wednesday morning coffee. All the other groups who meet in the church found homes. People have been, I got a knock on the door a few days later, and people have been going around collecting craft materials and things like that for the Sunday school and for our messy church. So people, you know, as I say about a strong community, people who look out for one another, really people were looking out for us then, and it was really quite humbling, the amount of kindness and care which people gave to us.
Friends of Winlaton was set up about, I think it'll be about 3 years ago now. And what it was a group of people got together with the local councillors to improve the area, make Winlaton a happier and tidier place to live. We did litter pick, got rid of graffiti. The boxes that the council no longer can maintain, we've taken them over, and we do 2 plantings a year with those. But she had Christmas fair and come carol service, which was really well attended. So I had a Santa Claus and tombola. I think there was something like 90 children actually saw the Santa Claus last year. So that tells you how popular it was. So I'm actually doing at the moment the lanterns, some small lanterns, for each of the children to hold at the carol service. Been a really good success.
I've noticed a change in the community lately, that the community is starting to take responsibility for its own actions. We have the library has been taken over by volunteers now. And also we've got the community centre, which is also run by volunteers. And in my mind, that shows that the community want those services still to carry on. So they have come together, and as it comes together, the community starts taking responsibility for the surroundings, and people start communicating with each other. They start opening up, and it can open their world up.
What will Winlaton be like in 20 years' time?
It might have solar panel cars.
20 years' time, I think that there'll be more landscape and more free animals, because animals are always kept up in farms all the time and everything's just locked up all the time. I think there'll be more modern houses and it might have a bit more history, seeing as it's going on like in time. But I think it would be more modern. Like there might be new types of cars, like floating cars or electric cars.
This man, he's just come out of this shop here and he's bought a new pair of fantastic rocket boots.
I think it'll be like the buildings would get took down and rebuilt and be more modern and had modern furniture, and like there'd be new types of cars like electric cars, and it'd just be like really fun and it'd look strange to some people.
I think it'll be like a historical place, like there'll be like a railway track or something, and there'll be like a bit more car washes and like some hotels, because there's like not many, and more homes because there's like not many of them in Winlaton.
I don't think it would change that much because like it's got a lot of history and stuff like that. I think it will stay the same, but maybe a few more buildings would be built and like stuff like that.